I've got the application. There's actually a fucking application that PETA puts out. You got to understand, Carole is PETA. PETA is Carole. When Carole Baskins told PETA to attack me, they came after me. It's that simple. You know, that's when all my shit started.
Do you give any blame to Eric Good and that crew?
Do I give any blame?
Yeah.
No.
They're not pushing any buttons here?
To be honest with you, when it comes to Eric Good, yeah, do I think he's a low-life cocksucker? Well, fuck yes. But he was just going to make a fucking show.
Yeah.
And when you're doing it, I guess he didn't know what he could legally do, what he couldn't do. He was more or less just a fucking individual entrepreneur that got an idea. And he had millions of fucking dollars and no life. So he decided, what the fuck? He didn't know it was going to take him 5 fucking years. But once he got so far invested in it, well, you just quit.
Right.
So I guess he could have. Not like he needed the fucking money. You know, I mean, they got raped by fucking Netflix when he sold it to Netflix for $16 million. And Netflix has already grossed over $500 million off the motherfucker. So now they're shooting Tiger King 2. Which what I want to know is, how you shooting Tiger King 2 when Tiger King's in fucking jail?
Right, exactly. I mean, Rebecca's told me that they either need to desperately find Don or get Joe out of jail to be able to finish the damn thing.
And like I said, the only way I see to get Joe out of jail is you have to prove the corruption from the other side.
Yeah.
Once you show any corruption, that would allow Joe to have the right to say, hey, motherfuckers. Until then, there's no legal battle you're going to fight. Joe can appeal it all he wants. You know, it's going to be too hard without having, I know it was corruption. Joe knows it was corruption. Anybody that actually looks at it knows there was corruption. Until we prove the corruption, it's going to continue. They have the money. So no matter how many attorneys Joe gets, they've got more. The court system is governed
I get that,
by the almighty dollar.
But we're dealing with, it sounds like to me, to prove the corruption, you got James knows about it, Alan knows about it, Jeff knows about it, and Bryant knows about it.
What the hell does James try to claim? That he's a corrupt motherfucker? That he's a worthless fucking B12?
Well, he's a total worthless motherfucker, but he and maybe it's just to draw moths to the flame, but he at least claims that he has some information, of some of the setup between James and Alan.
Well, James has always tried to say that since day one, because he's been portrayed as a fat, worthless fucking Chucky doll.
Right.
You know, so he's just trying to get his own attention. James Garrison don't really know or have shit on Jeff or Joe. I've talked to James many a time. And
there's a question, and you tell me, but he acted like in one interview with Rebecca showed to me, he acted like he was kind of running middleman between Bryant and Alan Glover.
That's what he claims.
Okay.
But in all reality, James Garrison is an illegal motherfucker. He was the one doing all the credit card fraud, doing all those medical card fraud.
Right.
And how do I know that? Joe wasn't involved in it. I'm not going to stand up for Joe when it comes to that shit. I remember Joe contacting me because he didn't want me to just give him money. So he was trying to sell me these fucking medical cards or whatever. And I told Joe, I said, I got insurance. I don't need the motherfuckers. You know, I said, I'll send you money, but here, I don't need none of that shit.
Right.
You know, and he was telling me James Garrison was making them up for him. And they were using them. He'd already used some of them to get one of the guys' teeth fixed and this and that, blah, 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 and all this kind of shit. They were. Joe guaranteed me. I said, that's still ain't interesting. So it was coming from James. So why would a fucking federal agent be teaming up with James Garrison?
Well, why would he be teaming up with Jeff Lev?
Well, that's what I mean. He ain't going to be able to team up with both of them.
That's right.
There's no way he teamed up with both of them. We know he teamed up with Jeff Lowe. I think fucking James Garrison just got all butt sore that, number one, he wasn't on the show that much, and number two, he was portrayed as a fat, ugly, fucking corrupt Chucky doll. And he got butt sore over it. So now, somehow, now he wants to jump the fence. Last time I talked to him, I'm on Joe's side now, fuck this. I said, oh, really? Sure, James. I said, in order for you to show proof of anything that has to do with Joe, that'll make fucking James guilty.
Right.
So you think James is going to come out with any kind of proof? The only proof he would have against Joe or Jeff would convict himself.
That's right.
There's no way it couldn't.